Hey, what's up, guys? It's Flying Fortress here, and today I'm going to be doing an overview of all my equipment for my Bravo company, 1st Battalion, 1st Platoon, 173rd Airborne Brigade Impressionn. So, yeah, some of the items that I have, the guys in that actual unit would not have been wearing, but I just decided to throw it in with all the rest of my Vietnam equipment that I have. I've still got a bunch more in my closet. I've still got a bunch more of the equipment that I actually need to get. But for now, this is just what I have and what I decided to showcase. So let's start over here. Right here I have my M65 field jacket, which to the guys who would be, for example, at Firebase Ripcord or any of the fire bases where it would be at a higher altitude, it would get a little bit colder in the nights. Some of the guys would be issued M65 flak jackets, and they weren't necessarily all M65s. Some of them were M52s, M51s, just stuff from the Korean War. But they were indeed issued field jackets. And this is the M65. Yeah, it's very nice. I wear it sometimes just by itself. It's a very comfortable jacket in cold weather. Yeah. Alright, moving on to the right. I have my unissued pair of spike protected jungle boots. And the weird part about the jungle boots is no matter where you look, there's nowhere that it says a model number and the date. I've looked in the insoles and I couldn't find anything. I looked in the reference guide. There's no model number, no date. But yeah. But these are the third pattern as well. They made the first pattern, the second pattern, and the third pattern throughout the Vietnam War. And they had a bunch of other different patterns too, but those are the three main ones. Moving on to the right here. Come on, focus, please. Sorry about that, guys. My camera's acting up a little bit. A lot, actually. Dang it. What are you doing? Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Right here, I have my standard M1. This is the actual Vietnam shell. The elastic is authentic as well. The straps are. The only thing that's not is the liner, which is it's Korean War liner. But even then, they still would have been wearing them in Vietnam. Got a few shotgun shells back here, just as things to have. Yeah. And the Mitchell cover is also authentic. This was given to me by a buddy of my father's. He was a Marine, and he knew that I was into this kind of stuff, so he just gave it to me. Alright, moving on over here. This is not right. This is my OG 107 jacket. Or not jacket, but shirt. But yeah, this is for the OG 107s. And the time period that I'm portraying, which is around 1968, which is where the U.S. Army, well, just all the branches that were serving in Vietnam at the time, they started to get transitioned to the new gear, move the third pattern, and the era that I'm portraying is right there in that transition moment. So that's the OG 107s. At the moment, I'm trying to get the first pattern the first pattern fatigues. I have the first pattern trousers, but I need to get the first pattern jacket, which they're not too hard to find. They're pretty easy to find, but the more common ones are the third patterns. But yeah, like I said, I'm going in the era where they're moving on to the transition of going to third patterns instead of using the first patterns. Here's my boonie. Really not that much to say about it. It's just a boonie. It's not authentic, but it is a reproduction. That and a few other things are about the only reproduction items that I actually have. I have the standard olive drab shirt, the undershirt that you would have worn. And by that time, 1968, a lot of the fatigue jackets, they were wearing them every single day, and they were just sweating up a storm. That the fronts of them, all the cloth would just kind of come apart. So by that time in the war, a lot of the guys were just wearing the undershirts and the field jackets. This is also an M69 field jacket, which is, I know it's a little late for it's a year late for the era that I'm portraying, but it's okay because it's quite similar to the M67s and the M68s. Yeah. It's a standard gas mask bag. If they would have been issued, they wouldn't necessarily be wearing them, but a lot of guys would just take the gas masks out and just use it as an extra bag to carry stuff in. And on top of that, if you were just going on like a day or two patrol, you'd be carrying your M61 or your M65 butt pack over there. You wouldn't be carrying your ruck. You'd only be carrying your ruck if you were going on like month or two, just like month patrols at a time, or recon operations and stuff like that. But yeah. Right here's my M44 E2 holster. This thing is cool. I normally have it on my ruck, but for this video I just took it off. And before y'all say anything about the ruck, that is actually the correct ruck. A lot of people are going to say that that's wrong. But during Vietnam, a lot of guys actually were wearing the M44 rucksacks. And if you do look at photographs from the Vietnam War, you will see guys wearing this rucksack. It's not as common as the other ones, the smaller frames, but it most definitely was worn in Vietnam. Now there's a similar version to this called the M55, or what is it? It's the M53 mountain version, and it's the same rucksack. The only difference is, instead of having the actual leather straps, they're also canvas like the big ones up here. But yeah, these kind of rucksacks were favored by the special forces and guys who would also be in fire bases up high in the mountains. Over here I've got my standard field towel that would normally be worn under the suspenders or over them, just to keep the back of your neck cool, because Vietnam was a hellhole of a place. There's my standard baseball cap that I have that you'd wear around the base, and just when you would go and if you got leave and just went into the city or whatever, you would be wearing this with your fatigues. This is an M65. Yeah. Right here I've just got this isn't the actual issued machete that they would be issued, but this is a civilian machete. I do have the holster, but I just didn't bother to get it out. I have the actual issued one, but I wasn't going to get it out at the moment, so I just decided to use this civilian one instead. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I got my blousing bands right here for the boots. Yeah, there's really not that much to them. They're just elastic. Yeah. Alright, right here. Here's my web gear. At the moment, I don't know. Well, I do have it, but my M56 pistol belt, it's in my kitchen drying because I just got back from a scout camp, and I used it, and we got in the water and it got all wet, so I have to let it dry out first. But here's all the stuff that didn't get wet. Here's my M56 suspenders. And a lot of the stuff that the guys would wear in Korea, they would be wearing in Vietnam as well. Because when they were done with combat, if they had stuff that was still able to be wearable and able to be combat approved, they would just reissue most of the stuff. Like some of the guys you hear, some guys actually got stuff from World War I, but that was super uncommon. That wouldn't happen that often. But some guys got some stuff from World War I. But yeah, when it came down to all the gears, the rucksack, the web gear, some of the uniforms. It was a whole melting pot of what it was. Here's my M61 ruck, not M61 ruck, here's my M61 butt pack. The cool thing about the M61 was they had these butt packs before, but the M61 was the first model that they actually used where they put the waterproof lining in here to keep your stuff dry. Which is that's cool. That's nice of them to think about the troops when they made these. Right there I've got my M15, or no, god dang it, M15, no. This is my M52 20 round M16A1 magazine pouch. Yeah. I need to get a second one of these to complete all of the web gear that I have. Most of the stuff that I have on my web gear when I have it all together. I have 2 of these, which I need to get the other one. I have 145 pouch for the 1911. I have 2 M56 canteen covers and 2 M56 canteens. And I have a black M36 pistol, what is it, the M36 1911 holster. That, and then I have the M61 butt pack. Oh yeah, I forgot to go over this. This is my M68 compass pouch, or compass pouch. Yeah. And all the stuff was still in there, so that's wicked. Got a lucky steal there for like $2, I think, at a local surplus store. Yeah. Well, yeah. This was one of the first Vietnam items that I actually bought. This is an M63 canteen cup. Let's see if I can hold it real quick. Oh, it's backwards. Okay. It says, it's kind of hard to see, but if you see there at the bottom, it says M63. This thing is super, super reliable. I had to bleach it out a couple times to drink out of it, but it does work. Here's my 1911. It's just an airsoft gun that I painted. I still need to paint the other side. Haven't got around to doing that yet. And yeah, that's all the actual field gear and stuff. And now I'm going to move on to the personal gear. First, I have my 1972 X25 Kodak camera. This thing's sweet. Which, I know if I'm portraying 1968 in the transition era, I shouldn't have stuff from the 70s, but I just thought I would include it. Just in case I do later want to make a film towards later in the war. And like I said previously at the beginning of this video, I do have stuff in here that's not going to be of the era and of the date, but I just thought I'd throw it in just because it's part of my Vietnam stuff. But yeah, this thing actually does still work. The only thing it needs is film. Yeah. That's the original box, too, which is super, super cool. Yeah. Got a little headband. Just something. Maybe just a good luck charm someone would wear around. And I'm not portraying any particular person from this unit. I'm just portraying someone from this battalion. Like I said, not a specific person, but just someone in general. Here's a little American flag. Something that maybe the guy's kid would have gave him before he left. Yeah, this is very, very old too. My grandmother gave me this. This is actually from the 50s. Which is really cool. My dad gave me this. This is his old pack of playing cards that he had when he was a kid. It's awesome. I have one of the playing cards in my M1. Got my dog tags. Which I know a lot of you guys might say that, oh, where's the silencers at? Where's the silencers? Well, at that point in time, they really didn't have silencers. The silencers didn't come until later 1968, and up until 1968, they were only issued to the Special Forces guys. Most of the guys, though, they would just take black electrical tape, wrap it around it so they wouldn't jingle if they were doing night patrols. I had black electrical tape on it, but I ripped it off because it was just a pain to deal with. Yeah. Alright. I've got just a notepad, just, for writing stuff down. Pencil. Which I know you probably don't care, but this is a vintage pencil too. Just some more of my dad's stuff. Yeah. Here's an old Camel case. Camel cigarettes. The box isn't in it, but when you bought a pack of Camels, this is what they would come in. Pretty sweet. Got my old radio, my old GE radio. This thing is sweet. It's also from the 60s. They would have had this just at base. It wouldn't be something that they would carry around with them. Yeah. Just a package that, a family member might have sent from home. Maybe some treats or some cookies or something, Cookies wouldn't make it that much, but, just a little something from a family member. A letter. Got a watch and just another headband of just OD cloth. And a guitar as well. A lot of guys brought their guitars along with them in Vietnam. It's kind of a, I wouldn't necessarily say traditional thing, but a lot of guys did it. If you see photographs, you see the guys back at base. They're just chilling with their guitars that they have. And yeah, that's pretty much all the gear that I have. I apologize for this video being so low quality. I know that y'all are going to just be like, what's this guy doing? He's messing up a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm a little tired. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later.